Buckle up for another episode of Ghost Facers, a supernatural rewatch podcast. My name is Richard, and sitting shotgun, as always, is my brother in podcasting, Reed.
I refuse to acknowledge that that's my name because that is admissible in court.
Oh, no. Wow, you really had that just locked and loaded.
You're saying too much already. We gotta wait. We don't answer any questions until our lawyer shows up. Trust me.
Wait.
I've looked into this.
What did you do?
Don't look at me. That's you're now an accomplice.
Wait, to
Not
what?
that I've done anything.
But what
I will officially be pleading not guilty, but if you look too close to me, they'll definitely nail you as an accomplice. An accessory.
Should I be asking what you did?
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But when they come in, I'm just gonna grab their wrist real tight.
What bad could happen from that?
Exactly my thinking.
Hell yeah. Let's get into it.
Ghost Facers! We're facing ghosts, when others will not, we're ghosts! Ghost Facers! Stay in the kitchen when the kitchen gets hot! Ghost Facers! We're facing nightmare, we're facing dread! Ghost Facers! We're facing faceless, we're facing dead!
Welcome to Ghost Facers. Today, we're discussing Season 6, Episode 14,
Mannequin 3,
The Reckoning. I was doing yeah, I got it.
I'm sure you have this written down, but is this actually the third episode that features like a haunted mannequin or something like that?
No.
I was wondering. I was like, I couldn't remember.
It's okay. We'll get there.
But I'm asking now.
But that's not the format of this show.
There's a format to the show.
I'd say it's 70% of the reason why we win awards.
Yeah.
It's that we're consistent and we stick to a format.
We're there.
Yeah. There's a lot of podcasts that aren't. But
yeah,
we are.
But we are.
Every week.
We were there.
Yeah, except for the last few weeks. But
yeah. Ghost Faces remembers.
But before we start talking about Mannequin 3, The Reckoning, why don't we go into a review that we have?
Ooh, very nice.
5-star review from Spotify. They go on to say, I have been a big Supernatural fan for a few years now. I went looking for a rewatch podcasts and found you guys. I was weary at first, as some of the other podcasts, Cough Supernatural Then and Now with Rob and Rich Cough, just weren't doing it for me. That's a weird cough you got going on. Very unprofessional.
Unprofessional. Yeah. That bit's not going to be in the episode.
It won't be, no.
Oh, that was a joke. Just know that was a joke.
Yeah. But you guys, the good Rich and Reed, are amazing at what you do. Every episode makes me laugh no matter the episode or the plot, and that's all thanks to y'all. I have to say my favorite episode is at Season 2, Episode 11.
Like
Playthings with Juicebox.
Oh, favorite episode of ours.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a filthy episode.
It is.
That episode really broke the dam.
I'm glad that that they're on the same page as us.
Yeah.
They just brought such a charm. Yeah, I don't know if charm is what Juicebox
It's charm,
brought.
yeah. They were elbow deep in charm.
I definitely have my theories about this show and love that you deep dive into those theories. I love the lore segment as the show told us some of the lore, but not to the extent of this podcast. Thanks for doing this. I can't wait for the next episode.
You're going to love how well put together this one is.
Yeah, it happened long before the record.
It's written down for sure.
Yeah, not pulled from other websites.
It's not just a bunch of open tabs.
Extensive research because we're professional. This episode aired February 18th, 2011.
Ooh, bye-bye, Valentine's.
Oh, okay. I was like, ooh.
February 18th. That's,
It's almost February 19th.
Yep.
That's barely February. I don't know.
Wow. Calendar man jerking off. It's like, finally, it's the 18th.
Yeah, it's barely past the middle of the month.
Yeah. For Calendar Man, when he says beware the Ides, it's because that's only 15.
Yes. Yeah.
Beware the Ides.
Yeah. You don't want to get in trouble.
Even if they look like they're not the Ides. That's a DC dark joke that I did on the wrong podcast.
Yep.
So anyway, strap in.
This episode was written by Eric Carmelo and Nicole Snyder. Two people we have not gotten before.
Huh.
And directed by a director we've not gotten before. Ginat Swark.
That sounded like you were asked on the spot to make an alien language.
Ginat Swark.
Ginat Swark.
It may be Gino, but
We are pleased to be part of your federation.
it may be that maybe be Gino because it's Jeannot.
Oh, Janot. It's probably Janot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Yeah.
SZWARC. So
Interesting. I'm looking something up right now just because
the lore.
No, yeah. Oh shit,
totally
it's
got
almost me. No, because I remember thinking about this and I never did it at the time. So Adam Glass is a producer whose name has been cropping up in season 6 on this show. And I'm pretty sure he's also a comic writer.
Oh, really?
He is. He's the one that wrote the New 52 Suicide Squad.
Oh.
I knew he worked in TV though. But yeah, he was producer on Supernatural also.
Makes a ton of sense.
Also a comic book writer.
Supernatural people involved with comics, that's not a surprise at all.
Yeah, totally.
And this episode was viewed by an estimated 2.25 million viewers.
Back up. We were in the ones again last week, right?
Yeah. We're back up to like the normal like viewing schedule. Like
where we've always been.
Yes. But let's watch this week's promo.
Sure.
To see if that maybe was part of this.
It is kind of crazy to me that we haven't explored this idea. Well, I mean, we kind of have. Like, Baby has been like, wasn't it in that Playthings episode that the car moves or turns on?
No.
Or the swings move? Wasn't like stuff moving in that? Like,
no, because that was the doll.
Yeah. Oh no, what's the one? What isn't that the one with the creepy Victorian house and the pool and shit like that?
Yeah.
Wasn't like the swing set and shit like moving on its own and the seesaw and stuff?
Oh, maybe.
I was gonna say, isn't it crazy that we're like halfway through season 6 and they're like, can ghosts possess things?
Oh no, I mean Baby has been possessed. Like,
that's happened already.
Yeah, the fucking racist truck.
So,
I guess that was a ghost truck. But.
So the thing that promo just really made me think of is Sam's like, why couldn't this happen? It's like, you've seen it.
Yeah. Just not like dolls. Like
also, they must deal with ghosts all the fucking time.
Yeah,
it must be like the number one thing they hunt.
Yeah.
So the idea, even if we hadn't seen it, the idea that he's like, I guess.
Yeah.
Really? A ghost has never made a fucking chandelier just fall. Or like,
well, I think the thing that they're saying.
I guess
is like,
that's different.
Yeah, this is like it's like making an inanimate object become
right. Sorry, you're right. That is different.
And I think
I guess that's different than turning on a thing that's
moving a thing,
turning on a machine, or turning on a car. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I think that's where they're trying to go with it, but it would be
like
it's a paper thin.
It would be like making a tree uproot itself. And
yeah,
gotcha.
Become an end.
No, you're right. I guess it is technically different. I just wanted to be indignant about something.
No, you're not wrong. It's paper thin. Like they definitely have dealt with this before.
Sure.
But with that, let's go to international titles, and this is where we can talk about where this title came from. Title of this episode jokingly suggests that this is the third installment of the two films Mannequin from 1987.
Oh, I see. Okay, those are movies.
Yeah, so these are already movies. So there's Mannequin.
Do you know those movies?
I do. Okay, yeah, absolutely. So there's Mannequin and then Mannequin 2, Mannequin: On the Move in 1991.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's like a Leprechaun in the Hood kind of subtitle.
Yes. Both films feature a mannequin that comes to life, although, unlike the theme of this series, the film are actually romantic comedies.
Oh, do you remember today's special?
Yes.
The kids show?
Yeah.
Where they put the hat. It was kind of like Frosty the Snowman rules.
Yes.
They put the hat on the mannequin in the department store.
Yes.
Kids go into the department store at night and hang out with an adult male mannequin.
Yeah.
Anyway, we grew up fine.
Yeah. Today is special.
Yeah. Oh. That was an old show, I think, even when we were kids, though.
It was. Yeah, absolutely. Surprisingly, nobody took any real big swings with this week's title.
They all kind of just went Mannequin 3?
No, but
or they went like The Mannequin.
Nothing is too wild. So the first one is the Hungarian title.
Oh, okay. Dropping the ball, Hungary.
Yeah.
Like Killer Mannequin or something like that.
So no, this one actually doesn't say anything about Mannequin, but more is like thematically what the Mannequin's trying to accomplish.
Stop teasing me.
No. The Hungarian title is Reckoning.
Sure, right.
Yeah, a bit of a broad title for just like a...
And I got to imagine that in Hungary, a reckoning has to be stronger than this.
You would hope.
I would think.
And the last title is the French title.
Is it My Sister's Killer?
No. The French title is The Mannequin's Anger.
Sure.
I know, yeah. It's a pretty... yeah. Egg?
Yeah, oof. Yeah. Yeah, when French people get exhausted with something, they go, ugh, egg.
Yeah, they go,
Oof,
egg.
Egg.
It's fucking Charlie Brown. Egg.
I mean, that's funny. My other funny, like, favorite funny French thing, we've talked about this before. Yeah. In English, people go, ooh la la. Oh, how exotic.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that spicy?
Yeah.
Ooh la la. In France, if someone says ooh la la, they're being like, oh, you fucking idiot. They go, oh la la.
Really?
They don't go ooh la la. They go oh la la.
Really?
Yeah, that's what ooh la la in France is like. You fucking moron.
Wow. Where did that come from then?
Just stupid English people being like ooh la la. Oh,
what does ooh la la mean?
I mean, la means
isn't
or
it? Like,
it, depending.
Is it?
And la with an accent means there. So I don't know if it's saying like ooh that there.
Like, look at
you know,
there?
like it could be something like that. But like the way it's used in France is like you'd see someone doing some like America's Funniest Home Videos dumb idea shit, and they go oh la 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 la.
Do you think that is like a response to Americans being like ooh la la? Or
I mean I wouldn't put it past them, but I don't know.
Interesting. Very curious.
Yeah, very funny though.
Featured music from this episode is just one song, which is Love Hurts.
Yeah.
So good. You only hear it for a brief moment, but it's
that whole sequence really confused me because it's shot like the episode's over.
Yeah.
And even like the bit that follows hearing that song, I was like, this is how it ends? And then like watching it on Prime, the screen went black for like a second, and I was like, you know, where the commercial break would
That'd be so weird.
But it felt like a bit longer, and I was like, that's how this episode ends? And then it cut back, and I was like, oh, okay.
Weird.
Yeah.
No, it's Love Hurts by Nazareth.
Yep.
A band they love to use on this.
I've seen Nazareth a bunch.
Really?
Yeah. Both Nazareths.
Oh, yeah.
Because they split up, but they both kept using the name Nazareth.
Amazing. TV Guide describes this episode. Wow. Okay.
Go on.
TV Guide describes this episode as Dean rushes home to rescue Lisa from imminent danger, while Sam investigates a murder of several men who may have been involved with playing a cruel practical joke on a female coworker.
I mean, understatement.
But also that it's like about Dean going home.
Yeah.
Which it's not. It's like sort of a small thing that happens in the middle of it. Which is like, yeah, Dean's barely gone for very long.
Yeah.
But then also it's like, it's like immediately like, this is what the thing is about.
Yeah,
It's because of, wow, Jesus.
Sure.
But before we start talking about that episode, why don't we open up Dad's journal?
Oh, fuck, shit.
Why don't we open up Dad's tabs on his computer?
Well, no, not those ones.
Meet up January 6th?
That's not what I meant. I just was trying to imply porn.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty right wing.
Yeah, I meant Dad's because this is referring to
Oh yeah,
that dad, but not you.
John Winchester.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely not me.
That's the journal.
Mine's porn.
Yeah, filthy porn.
Yeah, January 6th porn.
January 69th porn.
Nice. The United States of America.
Jesus.
Oh boy.
The insurrection.
I don't know, man.
Insurrection.
I mean, an easier one would be like, we're going to storm sexual Congress.
Insurrection.
Insert erection. Yeah, there you go. Star Trek, insert erection.
I've seen that one. It's great.
Yeah, lock and load.
Fully engaged.
We get it. Data's fully functional.
Yeah,
we
hell
know.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Jesus.
Wink. All right, let's start going through these tabs.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a bit about like the kind of, it's mostly scientific research, but there's kind of this paranormal tinge to research about cellular memory and transplanted organs.
What? Oh, that's what this is about. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what you were going to do this week's about.
Yeah, so the idea, you know, like the extreme like movie example is like something like it would be like a horror movie thing. I'm positive this is a horror movie thing. Like you'd get like a serial killer's hand, and then the hand goes crazy.
Isn't that,
right?
oh, what's
like,
that movie called?
Is it Idle Hands?
Yeah.
But I think that's a demon possession just in the hands. But I mean, like, I think there's also a movie where someone gets like a serial killer.
Probably, yeah.
Or it's the Treehouse of Horrors with Snake's hair.
Yeah.
It's that kind of shit, right? Yeah. There's this idea of like how much of your personality or essence or soul or whatever we want to call it is actually like coded into your genes, and therefore if your genes are now in a new body, how much of you is in there?
Sure.
So there's actually a bunch of interesting scientific studies about it, and some of them, you know, are, the one was like someone got a kidney transplant.
Sure, yeah.
The person from whom they got the kidney transplant had a bit of a history of depression and stuff like that, and the recipient never did. But post-transplant, they started having
like depressive episodes
and stuff like that. Now, who knows? Is that because they had a major invasive surgery?
Yeah.
like the causality of it is very like, you know, wishy-washy. But there's another example. There's one that it's been written about a few times. This woman in 2008, her name is Claire Sylvia. She was the first woman in Britain to successfully receive a full heart and lung transplant. So I mean that's pretty central.
Yeah.
You know, when she recovered, she found that she was having strange cravings for beer. She'd never had a desire to drink before. She had a change in her eating habits and described a wild craving for McDonald's chicken nuggets. But Claire had never cared for them before either. So, you know, these changes could be explained in a variety of ways, but she insisted also having strange dreams post-surgery in which she described her visions of a young man, thin-billed, and gave him a name, Tim L. Her dreams of Tim were incredibly vivid to the point that Claire began to suspect that the young man she was seeing was actually her organ donor. Claire would later find that the organ donor was a young man of just 18, Timothy Lamarand, who died in a motorcycle accident. He was at the scene. He was found with a bag of McDonald's chicken nuggets in his pocket.
This guy sounds fucking cool as hell.
I mean, that sounds a little too tiny, because how do you fit a bag of nuggets in your pocket?
Yeah.
But
maybe in like a jacket pocket. Yeah.
You should be eating them. If you're going to crash on a motorcycle, go out on top.
I don't think he intended to do that.
Oh.
Not everybody who gets on a high-speed thing is trying to kill themselves.
But then why would you? Anyway, yeah. So yeah, she was quoted as saying, "I didn't just get my donor's kidney. I got his taste for food, his love of reading, and other habits. I'm living proof that when you donate organs, part of your personality also lives on in the other person."
Hell yeah.
Now, there's not, necessarily a ton to support that, but if you'll remember when we talked about soul in the lore segment a few weeks ago, there were some schools of thought, and I think they were even like in the ancient Greek ones, that said that soul resides in maybe different parts of your body.
Yeah.
Some is in your intellect and some is in your heart, and some is, because there's people that like the repudiation is like, you think your soul lives in your kidney? It's like, well, maybe a bit of it, Yeah. And there is sort of research, and there's a field of interest called cellular memory, which is what's coded into your genes, And I think the easiest way to describe that too is like, we talk about instinct a lot in the animal kingdom, but what's instinct? Like chemically, what is instinct? How does a bird know to flap.
Genetics, yeah.
Yeah. Something is being passed on.
Yeah.
Especially like an animal, think of like a turtle that hatches on its own on a beach and goes to the ocean instinctively.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Something is being passed on in the coding in the DNA. So the field of cellular memory is like, what is that kind of function? And does it work on this kind of like,
Yeah.
is there any part of it that works on this level where the nurture part of nature versus nurture over time affects the nature? Like, does how we grow up and how we act and our personalities then get imprinted into our DNA so that if I gave you my kidney, all of a sudden you'd, I don't know, balloon to like a crazy weight or something too.
Things that are innately part of your personality.
Yeah, that's who I am now. I'm just owning it. Who gives a shit? Life's meaningless.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
I'm fine. Anyway, that's that. People have claimed that organs and stuff have been haunted before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's interesting that it is one of those fields where it's like people's kind of like, surgery is a trauma too. These things come from, but that there is this sort of intersection of people's belief in what happened, and there's sort of like psychosomatic effect of it, and then also there's a scientific kind of like how much of food cravings or things like that could possibly be passed on, even if the thing that gets transplanted isn't like a stomach or isn't a tongue or whatever. I guess they don't do tongue transplants.
Nope. Nice.
I do a tongue transplant.
Wow.
Anywho, I'm gonna close all these tabs now. Wow, there's a lot of singles in my area.
Well, this episode begins with the then. We get a whole bunch of Lisa and Dean.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, yeah. There was a thing.
There's two Lisa montages, basically. There's a little bit in the then. We get a whole montage while Dean's driving later in the episode.
That montage, it's so funny because
love hurts.
As
I
you're
mean, they should have put
flashing-
the song over that.
after they do a bunch of flashes of her like
Answering the door.
Yeah, but she just gets madder and madder in the face every time.
And
Hotter.
the corollary is she's also hotter and hotter. It says a lot about, I think,
Us.
both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like her the angrier she is.
The more disappointed she seems.
Yeah. I mean,
She could just tell me that.
yeah. I guess I'll have to go back with my tail between my legs.
Yeah, but we get a lot of flashes of Dean having a family, and then Sam getting his soul back.
Yep.
Scratching that wall.
I gotta say, I got a bone to pick with this then and now.
Oh.
They show like the then and now is supposed to catch you up.
Yeah.
But even in this montage, they show things out of order.
Yes.
In a weird way. They show Death putting the soul back in,
Yeah.
and then they talk about he put a wall up, and it's him opening the bag and taking a soul
yeah.
out. So imagine you have forgotten, and you need this thing to catch you up. You go, but what was the other thing?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's like, just put them the other way. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's weird.
Fine.
That's
Why
weird.
did you? Yeah,
That is
yeah.
weird. But yeah, we've got the scratching of the wall, and then eventually Sam's wall coming down last episode. Or
Yeah.
at least starting to come
Well, he has like a seizure or
down.
something. Yeah,
Because it's not a full coming down of the wall, but it's like the wall is crumbling a bit.
It's no bueno.
Yes.
Yeah,
We go into the now.
it's the medical term.
Yes. Sir, my chart says it's no bueno.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't even do that in Spanish countries.
No, they say no Gucci.
Yeah. It's a no Gucci.
Yeah. And in Italy, they say it's not good.
Weird that's where they choose. Yeah.
Just a little fun cultural exchange.
Yeah. People, when you're giving information about how someone's doing, it's good to be confusing.
Yeah.
Was it from the dictator? HIV Aladdin? The guy's like, Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
We go into the now. Following the memories that have resurfaced, Sam had collapsed in the previous episode.
Yeah.
Dean frantically tries to rouse him while Sam suffers through flashbacks of hell.
I mean, kind of. He just says, Sammy, Sammy, and he just sort of hangs there.
Well, yeah, sure.
I guess that I don't know what else he was supposed to do. But
Meanwhile, a janitor is cleaning up at a school lab.
Does that happen before Sam wakes up?
Yep.
Or does Sam wake up and then we cut?
Sort of. It's kind of both. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you basically, he sort of just like opens his eyes, but that's it. That's all.
Oh, right. Yeah. But Sam is like theoretically
Awake.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
While that's happening, a janitor is cleaning up in his school lab.
Doop de doop de doop. Nothing creepy in here.
How could I die? Nothing all around here.
A creepy musculature mannequin.
Yes.
Hanging on a hook.
Yes. Moves its eyes around.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm pretty sure that was a digital effect.
Very realistic.
Looked good though.
Yeah.
I was like really honed in on it. I'm about 90% sure it's digital.
Wow.
And not a puppet thing.
Interesting.
But it looks good.
It was creepy as hell.
Yeah.
The mannequin comes off its hook.
Yeah, and the guy turns around and just sees the empty hook. And it's like,
did I see that? I guess I didn't.
I
That'd be
don't
my
know,
guess.
man.
I mean, if you're just like hanging around, like you're probably not paying that close attention to what's going on in there.
I guess, but he sort of deserves to die at that point. Listen, if you work somewhere at night and you see a swinging open hook, you leave that room. You can't get hooked if you're not near the hook. That's not even what happens.
That's also your don't do drugs.
Yeah, you can't get hooked if the hook's in the other room.
Yeah.
If you're at a party, people are railing coke. Go to the other room.
Yeah,
Stay at the party.
Yeah,
You got to live.
Also, maybe do a little bit of coke. It's fine.
Try a little bit. But don't get hooked.
Yeah. Stay away from.
Don't
getting
you
hooked.
dare get hooked.
Yeah.
But try a little bit.
Yeah. Come on, pussy.
I mean, do you want to be the best version of yourself?
Everybody else is
Do you want
doing
to be?
it.
Do you want to be the best you've ever been?
Or so I've heard.
Anyway, any of you kids know where the cops could find something?
While watching this, Sarah was like, "Man, janitors everywhere must have been really happy when the podcast was invented."
Oh, because
Because they're just like,
sorry, not ours, but
no,
just like
God, no one's celebrating that. But
I was like, why janitors specifically? But yes, yeah, because you're just alone in a build. But again, I mean, you deserve to die. You're not keeping one ear open to.
you're in an empty school. I mean,
What could happen?
Yes, I mean,
You've told me stories about breaking into buildings
abandoned
overnight.
buildings.
I mean, that's only one. I assume you were also breaking into non-abandoned ones.
I mean,
Right. See?
I had a past. Yeah, this guy gets murked.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
It's good though because he turns around and he's kind of freaking out and stuff because shit's moving
And his head starts getting cut open.
he gets this like mystery cut and it's bleeding and it's dripping and he's freaking out and he sees it in the mirror and he turns around and we see the
Mannequin.
muscle
They actually
mannequin.
show it too.
Yeah,
which I was
it's a
surprised.
good little shot because I would have expected like shadows or something. but-
exactly.
yeah, no, they show it. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting because like you would, I mean, I guess with the title and stuff like that, you're not really trying to play them what the thing is. But I just would have assumed in an episode like this, they would never show the actual mannequin murders. But
But I guess the mystery isn't did the mannequin do it,
it's how.
it's like the how or whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the cold open.
Yeah.
We then go to Sam is now sort of recovered after a few minutes, and is
Because it's totally fine to just pass out for a wee bit. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, that's never happened on podcasts.
Not on this one.
I guess technically
I
not.
think.
That's a good question. I don't know if you've not passed out on this. And that's not a great thing to have to wonder.
I don't know. I've definitely passed out on Dr. DC.
Multiple times.
A few times.
Yeah.
More times than we've had some guests on.
Yes. Jesus. But the boys are on the road.
Our third guestingest guest on the other show is me passing out.
We're on the road now, and the boys are talking about what just happened to Sam.
Yeah, Sam's like, I'm fine, obviously.
But apparently it felt like it was a week in his mind. when he
Yeah,
was
which
gone.
I think is probably the hell time differential
Yeah,
a little
maybe,
bit.
maybe.
Because it was a couple minutes.
Maybe. But he wasn't in hell, so like I don't know.
But Dean was gone for 4 months, and he said that was like 30 years
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
You know, that's probably some rough,
Yeah.
comparison.
Dean is adamant that Sam needs to take this seriously, of the harm that's happening to him, and that remembering that anything from the last 12 months could potentially do to him.
Yeah.
So basically, just like push it out.
Sam's
of your mind.
like, so what? I'm just supposed to like ignore everything? He's
Yep.
like, yeah.
Yes.
Push it down. Stuff it down.
When Dean is assessing Sam's condition after he passed out, he says, "And none of this is just a flesh wound crap," which is a paraphrase of the Black Knight's infamous line from Monty Python and the Holy Grail from 1975. That's an incredible scene and movie.
I'll bite your knees off.
Yeah. So good.
It's only a flesh wound.
Sam reluctantly agrees, though. And by way of distraction, Dean has found a case of a janitor named Steve who has been found dead in a locked lab at the Great Falls Junior College in Paterson, New Jersey. The fictional college, the fictional junior college in this episode is named after the Great Falls on the Passaic River in Paterson, New Jersey, where this episode takes place. Much of the episode is centered on a factory in Paterson. Paterson was America's first planned industrial city, using water from the Great Falls to power the mills that manufacture textiles, earning Paterson the nickname the Silk City and other products.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Also makes sense to be a mannequin town if they're making like, textiles and stuff.
Sure,
like
that actually does make sense. The Winchesters investigate the scene at the science lab.
Yeah.
And during this time,
Dean, I love that Dean walks in. He's like, "These things are dope," and he goes like starts pulling the organs out of the. Because that's my reaction to that stuff too.
Yes.
I love those things.
Really?
Like human organ puzzles.
when you like
Got to be real careful about how I phrase this.
You at the like when you're trying to like have a kid, like the gynecologist and stuff, and you're like playing with all the like
Yeah.
yeah.
I wasn't.
This goes in where?
Uh-oh.
Oops.
Wait, but if that.
Oh no.
Anywho.
When they arrive to the science lab following the death of the janitor, Dean picks apart the mannequin's heart and asks Sam to be his Valentine.
Yeah.
Jensen Ackles.
Sam says, "This is airing on February 18th, you idiot."
Jensen Ackles played Tom Hanniger in the remake of My Bloody Valentine in 2009.
Oh, interesting. Oh, that's fun.
I
didn't know that.
Where the murderer kills the victims around Valentine's Day and then stuffs their hearts into heart-shaped chocolate boxes.
Love that. I mean, that's like a movie.
Yes. Yes, this episode, weird. This episode did air 4 days after that.
Heart-shaped box.
Oh, yeah, there we go. When Sam suggests that Dean start to accept Lisa's phone calls, who's been calling basically since the...
Yeah, Sam's like, "Who is that?" And Dean goes, he goes, "So Lisa." And Dean's like, "Damn it. Nothing means Lisa. Shit." Fuck.
Dean replies, "Thank you, Dr. Laura. That's very insightful. But hey, look at you. Our time's up." Dr. Laura Schlesinger is a popular relationship radio talk show host.
Interesting.
They find out that a similar incident has occurred somewhere else in the city, though.
Yeah.
Well, we're more in like the tri-state area, I guess.
Yeah, it's like just out of town.
Because it's
like it's local. It's local enough.
3 counties over, I think it was what it was.
Yeah. They have to like leave that town.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So we find out that a night watchman, Dave, dies at the Saltzman and Sons apparel factory in a nearby.
Well, we watch him die.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's walking around
the factory floor.
night watchmaning, and he hears a sound, and
It's pretty fast.
And he's like, "Johnny, is this you, scamp? Is that you?" And it's obviously not Johnny. And we get a couple of good like turn around or move the flashlight, and the mannequin's just there.
Yeah, scary.
The one behind him, I was like, oh, you know what it made me think of?
Huh.
You remember that Slender Man game?
Oh yeah.
You had to find like pages and shit in the woods and avoid being.
Yes.
It made me think of that. It made me very
Why would you
scared.
play that game?
I shouldn't have.
of all of the games, like
They make games make me scared.
Yes, I know.
I know.
Not even scary.
No,
games.
all of them.
Why would you play that?
I can't play Yoshi's Story. When they die, they go to the fucking dungeon in hell.
Yeah. Holy shit. But yeah, this guy Dave gets fucking murdered.
What's interesting is we get a shot of a mannequin holding scissors.
Yes.
And its arm moves up like a mannequin arm. And at first I was like, well, that sucks. That's so easy to get away from. And then when we cut back, it like can move like a person can move. Like it's no longer bound by the dynamics of its mannequin joints.
Yeah.
And it's a good shot to have in there because otherwise you'd be like, you can get like if a ghost is possessing things.
Yeah.
But it just moves like those things. Like a mannequin's easy to get away from.
But also like it should just move like those things. Like it doesn't have control over matter.
Apparently it does.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Listen, ghosts.
Fair. Never mind. I apologize.
You're forgiven.
Thank you. Sam and Dean are now walking around the factory floor after the guy's been killed, and Sam noticed the EMF meter detects readings near a mannequin. It also did the same thing at the with the anatomy dummy at the lab.
That's right, and it's like going more than I think we've heard it go on the show. It's like just like
there is a really funny, like tiny little joke where Sam is being like, "Oh, this is the same thing about with that dummy," and Dean goes, "What did you say about me?"
I missed that entirely.
It's a very quick little line, but he basically is just like, "Did you call me a dummy?"
Because I'm in a rough place right now, and I can't have that.
Yeah, anything could set me off. When Dean says to a mannequin in this scene, "I don't like how Kim Cattrall is looking at me," Kim Cattrall was the mannequin who came to life in the 1987 movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. She also played an emotionless Vulcan in Star Trek VI.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Sex in the City.
Well, no. I mean, listen, Samantha's a little bit horny.
What?
If you've watched Sex in the City,
I think I need to rewatch it.
Samantha enjoys the sex part of the city.
It must be like a subtle undertone of it.
It's pretty subtle.
Two guys talking about Sex in the City.
I mean, I could.
I mean, so could I.
I've seen a lot of Sex in the City. I think I told the story on this podcast where in high school, my group of friends was like some guys and a bunch of girls. And at one point, the guys were like, we never just hang out.
Yeah.
We should have like a dude's night. I mean, look at me imagining a dude's night.
I've had dude nights with you. If it's not involving barbecue, it's usually doing something like this.
And so we were like, fine, we'll have like, what's tacos. We'll have tacos and we'll watch TV and just hang
and
out.
Chardonnay, yeah.
We cook and then we sit down and we turn on the TV, and this is when you have to wait for the TV to warm up. And
Jesus.
TV comes on, and the last channel that's on is currently playing Sex in the City. No one changes the channel.
No one says anything.
It's quiet for a second, and then one person goes, "Is this?" And everyone says, "The one where Burger breaks up with her on a Post-it note."
You guys all high five.
And then we were like, man night.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So good. So Sam suggests that a ghost may have possessed the figures, but the boys are confused because ghosts are usually tied to a particular area.
Yeah. Yeah, Dean says, like, since when... Well, they're like, ghost possessing things?
What?
Have we done this? I'll never tell. And then Dean goes, yeah, like, even if that is the case, when have you ever heard of a ghost jumping county lines?
Totally. Further research reveals that an employee named Rose Brown went missing about a year ago.
Yeah.
Dean receives a call.
Yeah, a factory employee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dean receives then another call from Lisa.
Sam's just like, do it. And
yes.
then
Dean answers.
Dean picks it up, and it's Ben.
Yeah. Who's asking for help because apparently Lisa is depressed and locked in her room.
Yeah, she won't come out. She stays in her room. It's an emergency, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, Dean, I'm serious. And Dean's like,
yeah, there's a sign on the door that says if the room's a knockin', don't call Dean.
Actually, she's learning how to play drums so that she could woo someone at the Christmas concert.
You.
Such a stupid joke.
I knew what you were talking about.
But
Sam-
yeah, so Sam is like, obviously go. I can handle this. And Dean's like, what if you have another hell seizure? And Sam's like, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, but also in this moment, I was like, God, Sam is back. Like,
Yeah.
to be like, go to this
Yeah.
thing. Like, take care of your family. Like,
Yeah, soulless Sam would have been like, I don't know, just hit it and quit it like I do.
Yeah. Why don't you cut the phone line with McCum gutters?
Sam picks up the phone and just goes, lose this number. Hangs up.
Unky Sam?
Yeah.
While Dean heads off, Sam goes to interview Isabel Brown, the missing woman's sister.
Yeah.
Because there's a commonality, which is basically that there's this sister that exists, and she also works at the factory.
Yeah, while they're talking, he learns that she works at the factory too, and she goes, everyone in town works at the factory. It's like the main employer.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay. And he goes, tell me about your sister. She goes, she's so quiet, she's so nice. No one will, she's so sweet, and I could never thank her enough for what she did for me.
Yeah.
We'll leave that at that, though. Don't need to elaborate on that
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly. I know, I did think of that too.
She said she did so much
She's
for
given
me.
everything.
Yeah. Anyway.
Drive right up to the line.
End of story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Can't reveal this until Act 3.
there is a photo from the factory. There was a party.
Yeah, and we see there's the night watchman that got killed, but then also the janitor
Yes.
from the college is there. And so Sam's like, okay, there's some connection.
Yeah. So we then go to the Braden house when Lisa opens the door dressed for a date. Good God.
I mean, I think I'd just kill myself on sight.
Wait, in what scenario here?
Like the best way. I'd just be like, I don't deserve this.
Oh, like if you got to go on a date with her.
If I showed up at the door and I wasn't ready for it, she opened it, I'd just
Yeah.
go like, this is fine.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah.
What else is there?
Yeah. Catch you on the flip.
So Dean arrives.
I just want to look at you.
Jesus. Dean arrives to find Lisa getting ready for this date and says,
I like that Dean catches on right away and he's like, we've been parent trapped.
Yes. So that's referring to the Disney movie The Parent Trap from 1961 and the 1998, but twin girls raised separately by divorced parents that plan to trick their parents into reconciling.
The 98 one's a Gutenberg joint.
Yeah, it is.
The Olsen twins and Kirstie Alley.
I think so, yeah. One of them is that's the Lindsay Lohan one I'm thinking of.
What am I thinking? Am I thinking of the right one?
I think you are.
At the camp? There's a
Yes.
camp?
I know, because I also think the Lindsay Lohan one
But is
like
that the Lindsay Lohan?
I don't know.
Well, shit.
Because I was like, the British girl, and then I was like, no, that's the Lindsay Lohan one.
Uh-oh.
But there is also an Olsen one.
Well, I don't know. Just go. I don't know. Watch a movie.
No way we
Do
can
something
find
for
out.
yourself.
Yeah.
Watch a movie.
There's no way for us to find out.
We may never know.
There are some Doctor Who references in this episode.
Okay, hit me.
The first episode of the new Doctor Who era starts with a Rose meeting some mannequins.
Oh, that's right.
And
Actually,
so there's character Rose in this, and there's mannequins.
that's right.
in this
Okay,
who came
Oh,
to life
shit.
and were killing
Yeah,
people.
that's right.
Yeah. Here, the ghost is
man. The
named
Ninth
Rose.
Doctor is so fucking good.
I fucking hate him.
That
There's a
season-
hot take I have.
Save it.
Oh, sorry. Different podcast.
Yeah.
And she makes the mannequins come alive. The guy Lisa's dating is a doctor, and his name is Matt. At the time of this episode was filmed, the doctor in the Doctor Who was played by Matt Smith.
Right. Okay, so it's a lot of sort of intentional
Like little hints to that,
Yeah,
which is
that's-
fun. I
that's
think 'cause
fun. I like
the
that.
mannequin thing, right?
Yeah.
So he and Lisa talk, struggling to deal with the fact that despite their feelings for each other,
Dean is being so shitty about this.
I mean, here's the one thing though.
He sits down and he's like, going on a date, and like,
I mean,
who's
yeah.
the guy or whatever.
that is
No.
shitty.
Yeah. like, why are you being like that, Dean? Like, just show up and care. You go like, oh, you're fine. Never mind. I'll leave. Or you go, I hope you're happy or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you don't get to have it both ways. You don't get to go like, my life is too.
I will say
Like-
that had he not said that, because her reaction to being like, you can't just come in and out of our lives, I was just like, that's what you told him to do. You were like, no.
Yeah, but then he fucking pushed her kid.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the then and now.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He's got a real pushable face, though.
Yeah. I mean,
Also, terrible actor.
yeah, but you get what you get with kids.
Well, also, yeah, I'm assuming they
He
never...
doesn't really have like an emotional wellspring to draw from. So it's just how good of a liar is a kid. That's basically the barometer
Yes.
for kid acting.
That's true. So Ben's upset and charges Dean with abandoning his family.
Yeah, he lays some like Winchester logic on him. He's like, you fucking liar. You always talk about family, but what do? You're abandoning your family. Family is the people who care about you.
Yeah.
And he gets to Dean.
He cracks Dean a Corona.
Yeah. He's like, you can have anything you want as long as
Except for my mom.
yeah, as long as it's my mother.
Yeah.
You can have any woman you want as long as it's my mother.
Dean has no reply.
I live my life a quarter Hot Wheels track at a time.
Hell yeah.
You owe me a 2-minute car.
Hell yeah. I mean,
Nice.
it's really more of like a 2-minute track, I guess, because it's Hot Wheels.
Oh yeah. Hot Wheels lead the way.
Oh my God, so good. Did you ever Hot Wheels?
No. It was never really a Hot Wheels. I had some like Matchbox cars and that, but I never had like a Hot Wheels track or anything.
We had a
like
Hot Wheels
that.
track and we used to take it apart and then beat the shit out of each other with the tracks.
I like the people on TikTok that just take the accelerator pieces and they make like a particle accelerator, like a
Oh,
circle.
really?
They just make the car go through.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So basically, nothing's really accomplished in this scene except for the Dean leaves.
Other than everyone's miserable.
Yes.
And Dean leaves. Yeah.
And heads back to Sam, and this is where he remembers.
That scene is just there, so it's like, remember Lisa and Ben?
Yes, they may come back in this season.
Back to Sam.
But no, there also is that montage.
Oh,
scene.
yeah. Yeah, because Dean's driving, and it's just a montage of Lisa answering the door, just hotter and hotter.
And angrier and angrier.
Ugh.
I'm sorry, I was saying the same thing.
Do you know... This is such an insane thing to say.
Oh my God, do it.
Do you know what song should be playing over that montage?
What?
Over and over again, the Nelly and Tim McGraw.
Oh my God.
Over and over again.
Wow, I forgot that was a song that
And
existed.
it's all in my head.
I always forgot that, like,
over and over again.
and then Nelly had this weird country thing.
Well, because he always did, because he was like
Country Grammar was his first album.
because he is a proponent of quote unquote like Southern rap. That it was
Yeah.
like the third coast of rap.
Yes.
right, was like his style. But yeah,
Country Grammar was the name of his album. wasn't
yeah,
it? The
yeah.
first
There's
one?
also the name of a song.
Why
on the
do I
album.
remember that?
Because it was huge.
I know, but I don't remember anything. So weird.
But at any rate, that montage should have Over and Over Again by Nelly.
Over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all in my head.
Anyways.
It's just so moody. It's so melodramatic. It's also like we don't have enough of Mannequin stuff for this episode.
Yeah, it's true.
We need a Lisa clip show in the middle of a regular episode.
There is, and what's
That
weird
is kind of all that it is.
it's also all over the place because it's like it goes through a bit of places of like all the time she opens the door, and then there's some scenes about like him being in the family, and then it goes to some door scenes again,
and then there's like there's scenes of him in the family, and I was like, are those from other episodes, or did they shoot new family
know.
scenes just for this?
I know it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
We then go back to the factory, and Sam is interviewing workers.
Yeah.
We're seeing a little bit of Soulless Sam in this moment because he, when he's interviewing some of the workers, he's a little bit tough.
Yeah, I mean a little.
There is a scene with that one guy, Johnny.
Yeah.
But
The scamp.
yes,
He loves his practical jokes. We've set it up in the episode.
it's true.
The Night Watchman. Johnny, are you playing one of your famous practical jokes people love?
Yeah.
That's a great thing. Not like a deep secret we all have to fucking keep.
I think that playing practical jokes on your friend is lots of fun.
I mean, some are. I mean, listen, we aren't quite there yet.
I know.
But this episode tries to play. I mean, they play them off as deserving it.
yes.
But they also try to play these guys as reasonably being like, it was a joke. Like, the joke they do is
so
criminal.
Yes,
Like,
so fucked up.
It's so fucked up.
Yeah, it's
And it escalates so quickly.
yes. So the one particular interview with Johnny, he is the most nervous anyone's ever been in an interview.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it is actually quoted to that later.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, who? Also, a good point too is that like when he's just like, do you remember? It's like you've been working here for 3 years. Do you remember Rose?
No. I mean,
Maybe. And it's like, oh, you mean the girl that went missing? I think everyone would remember that person. Like,
Nope.
so
It's
funny.
definitely not because I was involved.
Yeah. Also, the speed in which he pushes the photo back.
Yeah.
When he's just like, do you know this? He's like, no, I don't know.
I'm sorry, just that photo was sort of gazing into my soul. I just like it knew my innermost secrets.
Yeah. So we then cut to that night where Johnny is working alone at the factory.
A lot of alone work at this factory, which I think OSHA's got to check out because I think you got to have at least one other person.
Yeah, you would think
know?
so. Johnny is attacked by the mannequin, but before anything happens, Sam is there to intervene and takes him away.
Yeah, it takes him to a room and very slowly salts the windows
Yes.
and doors.
There's
It's
no real
Shouldn't you
immediacy.
have done that first? Knowing you were going to come and do this and
Yeah.
save him? Little nitpick, but it's just funny because they're like, well, you need something to do with this scene. Otherwise, they're just both fucking standing there.
Here's a thing that came up that I only pieced together, like at the end of this episode, and I even had to go back and double check.
Right.
They make it seem like it's just 3 guys involved, but there's a 4th guy that they never mention.
There is.
There is, and he never comes up.
Yeah.
They don't talk to him.
That's right. There is a fourth
There
guy.
is a 4th guy. What happened? And they just assume that the mannequin didn't go after the 4th guy. They're immediately going after Johnny,
Yeah.
not finding out what's going on with this other guy.
Yeah.
I know. It was like, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I guess Sam didn't see the flashback, but he's in the photo.
But
So
he wouldn't know.
No, but it's
Everyone's
just
in
lucky
photo.
that the next guy was Johnny and not the 4th guy.
Yeah, it's true. The mannequin could have gone for yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And it also goes into at the end of the episode too.
I mean, that guy might not even live in the county. He might be like,
maybe,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? He might be like beyond reach, but
maybe,
might have immediately killed himself because what they did is so fucked up.
totally.
Yeah.
But it is a thing to note. So now Sam is interviewing. Well, no, it was just sort of like trying to get the information about what the hell happened out of Johnny.
Yeah, and then we get this sort of flashback. He's like, we were playing jokes, jokes.
You know how your buddies...
She was so nice and sweet, we thought we'd ruin her fucking life.
Also, to try to play off this girl as like never having had a date in her life.
Crazy. He's like, we made her think she had a secret admirer, and at first you're like, oh, that's actually kind of maybe a slightly nice, if not misguided.
Yes.
Where it's like she's so shy or whatever, so we made her think she had a secret admirer. It's like, okay, well, that's a little fucked up, but like maybe well intentioned. And then we told her to like go to this apartment the one day, and when she gets there, there's just this fucking mannequin there. Then we pop out of the other room and laugh at her. Then we surround her. Not in a threatening way, of course, but definitely in a way that feels like it's going somewhere bad.
Yes.
And then my friend grabbed her. That made it worse. She fell. She hit her head. Instantly snapped her neck and died. And I was about to call the cops, and my friend was like, "No, there's a perfectly good carpet we could use to roll her body up."
So here's the thing too. She doesn't actually snap her neck.
She does.
She hits that top of her head. That's why they keep making that cut.
But look at how, like, the way that she, like, falls.
Okay.
It's that she hits her head, there's that cut, and it, like, reams her neck around. That's why she's, like, dead,
sure.
not just, like,
okay, good.
injured.
I mean, not good, but like,
Jesus.
well, because I was like,
You're the fourth guy?
Did they bury her alive? Is what I was more worried about.
No.
Okay. Do you ever have
they go just to fucking bury her in the woods. It's like they went from like, oh, we're making fun of you for like having no one in your life to like, you have no life and we took it from you.
Yes.
And
do you ever have anybody pretend to be interested in you as a joke?
no, people don't even deliberately be interested in me as a thing.
Oh. I had that happen to me.
Really?
Yeah, in grade school, in like grade 6, maybe 7, there was like I had to walk by this like popular girl's house on the way home every day.
Right.
And her and a bunch of the other girls from school were all sitting on the front porch, and then like convinced me that like the most popular girl was into me.
What?
And I even like walked her home, and she like gave me a kiss on the cheek, and then was like, we're dating. And then the next day I came into school, and the entire school was laughing at me.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
Holy
And
shit.
they were just like, I can't believe you would think that she would be with you.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I will say this. I had the opposite happen.
Oh no, Reed! Oh no!
I had the opposite happen, which was I got bullied a lot in elementary school, and so I really had my back up
Yeah.
about a lot of things. And in grade 6, the whole like my school only went up to grade 6, and then there was middle school. So like grade 6, end of the thing. We never had dances in that because it's elementary school. You don't have dances, and all the grade 6s blew a fucking fit that they wanted a dance before the end of the year, before middle school.
Sure.
And so the school was like, fine. And there was a dance, and I was dreading it because obviously, why would I be excited for it? And a girl who at the time wasn't a friend of mine became a very good friend of mine, but was like one of the popular girls, came over and asked me if I wanted to dance. And I just assumed she was mocking me.
Oh my God.
And I cried and ran away because I was like, this is the meanest thing a person could do. Ask me to dance.
Oh my God. Like, what are you, fucking stupid?
Do you think I'm an idiot?
Yeah. Apparently you were.
I mean, yeah. At any rate, yeah.
Yeah, kids are mean.
Yeah.
Or very nice and
Or they're not.
and dumb.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Gotta roll
To
those
roll
dice.
the dice. Yeah. Fuck. What did we learn here? Nothing.
Nothing.
But yeah, so
It's so fucked up what they did to this woman, though.
Yeah.
So deeply fucked up.
So Sam,
Like, it's not even like they just put the mannequin there in the apartment. She goes, oh, I've been had, and she leaves. They were waiting there to come out and go like, ha ha, you're alone, I guess.
yeah.
Uh,
Isn't this a fun joke?
yeah. Oh, we duped you with like sincerity and nice romance. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like-
So Sam finds out where they buried the body.
Sorry, one more thing.
Uh-huh.
She dies accidentally. Johnny was going to call the cops. The other guy,
Immediately.
this is definitely not the first body he's gotten rid of.
1,000%.
Because this guy is like, I grabbed her, and I grabbed her, she fell. That's immediately involuntary manslaughter. I'm going to get 5-6 years, maybe. Like, he knows so much about, like,
Yeah, unless you get Judge Brown, and then maybe you'll be let off.
he knows,
but
like, the legal
Yeah.
intricacies. Like, this guy has definitely done this before.
Yes. God, another table hitter.
That was the janitor, I think. It was that guy.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
So they find out where the body is buried, and Sam decides to head off to go.
He leaves
salt and
Johnny
burn.
salted in.
He's like,
He says,
"Do not leave here."
stay here. And he drives out, salts and burns the bones.
He calls Johnny and tells him that the haunting is over.
He goes, it's safe.
Yes. That night, Johnny returns to his apartment.
Yeah.
Over top of a bar
McOwen's.
that I think is playing.
It's playing Love
Yeah,
Hurts,
yeah,
yeah.
it's playing Love Hurts.
Well, we see the sister, Isabel or whatever
Yeah.
her name is.
Yeah.
Irene or
It's
something.
Isabel, I believe.
Okay. She goes in with some friends. He goes upstairs. Because
Yeah.
at first, just the way it's kind of shot and cut, like she's going in and you see him walking towards the building. And you're like,
Is he going to go to the
or
bar?
you're like, does she know something about the
Yeah.
like you they kind of set it up in a weird way, but he lives above the bar and he goes up there and then you learn like he has like a real doll relationship. He's like Lars and the Real Girling,
Yeah.
but he decided to use that to mock someone else. Like there's
Yeah.
a real like self-hatred weird thing with Johnny
Yeah.
there that like is a more interesting episode, but
Yeah.
we don't explore it.
But it's what I do find.
Like my problem with it is like, why is that in there?
To have a
It's just to have a mannequin there, and that kind of sucks. Where like the whole thing, like Johnny should be in the whole time, and he'd be like, a mannequin would never do that. Like,
Sure.
or maybe that's too stupid, but you know, like there should be some exploration of this kind of weird.
I don't mind it, because the one thing I do appreciate is that they don't ever like shame it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because this show is, I mean,
This is a pretty
the
easy,
show a
cheap
little
show.
bit is like, isn't this a little weird? But you're right. Like, no one is there to say it. There's no
Yeah.
dialogue.
There's
to
no
do.
like finding him.
But Johnny like
afterwards.
comes upstairs and he's like, we got to get out of town. I got to
Yeah.
like, I should have left forever ago or whatever.
There's got to be a moment where Johnny's just like, "Oh my god, it's real," and then being
He
like, "Oh
does
no,
not-
it's real."
He's not excited.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mannequin moves and that's the end of Johnny. He gets the head wound too.
That's right. So at a loss, Sam speaks to Isabel, and she reveals that she, because he's just like,
When we cut back, Johnny's mannequin has like wrapped her ribbon or whatever, like choked him out.
Yeah. But like Sam is now is like, oh, this thing is still mannequins are still killing.
I salted and burned the bones. How is this happening?
So he then has to figure out, well, if it's not the bones, like what could it possibly be? So he talks to Isabel again and is trying to figure out.
Hey, was there like a story that you just like left dangling that you wanted to finish from the last time we chatted? And she's like, oh, I don't know if this helps you or not, but I got her kidney. I got an organ transplant. That was the big thing she did for me that I sort of just threw out there casually. And Sam is like, oh shit, like the ghost is hooked to that. Like, I can't kill her. This becomes like, this is an interesting supernatural conundrum of like, normally we just burn the thing that is the extra piece, but like we can't do that here. But this episode like barely acknowledges that this is a conundrum.
No, yeah, they deal with it in the kind of the cheapest way possible.
Like Dean comes back and Sam is like, hoodoo, and Dean's like, hoodoo? And they're like,
there is this scene that from this Isabel's perspective is probably the scariest fucking moment.
Yeah, they drive to like a random alley. Another guy pulls up.
Yes.
They get out and they're discussing doing voodoo on her.
Well, like what do
voodoo? It's different.
Yeah. But like, yeah, just these two guys being like, I don't know, what should we do? Chop her up? Like,
yeah, really.
Like from her perspective, she's just like, what the fuck? And she does kind of look concerned, which is good. But
although she walks up and goes, voodoo?
Yes.
Not like run away.
Yeah,
she walks up to the creepy man discussing her fate.
But as they discuss their options, the Impala then revs up.
Yeah, I do like
Baby.
this. Dean is like, you get out of there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Rose has possessed the Impala and she tries to run Dean over.
Yeah, and he kind of like runs towards a building. He's like, I'm sorry, baby. And he basically like Toros, the matadors the car.
Yeah, gets it to go into this building and smash up. And I guess that stopped the ghost. I don't know.
Well, no, it smashes the building. And here's a bit I think I missed something or the blocking's just awkward. But somewhere in this fracas, a shard of glass pierces.
Well, when it smashes out, the glass must have breaks and flies out.
But it goes straight into Isabel.
It's very weirdly convenient.
It's and like stabs her in the kidney, very obviously in the kidney,
killing both her.
And Isabel sees Rose before she dies, and Rose says, "I'm sorry." Isabel dies, and Rose burns up. But shouldn't they have to burn Isabel?
Yeah.
Like, why does Rose
burn?
Because
it kills the kidney.
But the kidney's just it's just a thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I guess you're right. Yeah.
If a ghost can get attached to like a phone or like a key, the liver, like the kidney doesn't need to work.
Sure.
It just needs to be there.
Yeah.
But also, why does she burn up?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
They use the burn of like
it's a bit clunky for sure.
Like they're like ghosts. What are our ghost rules? I don't know. Can they transmute matter?
Yeah. Well, they end up going back to Bobby's place. Dean is now working on the Impala when Sam brings him a beer. Dean notes that the case was hardly a victory. And again, this is the moment where I'm like, because they make a comment here where he goes, yeah, we saved a few guys. I'm like, well, no, you saved one guy, I guess, but that we didn't even know existed.
Yeah. One guy who doesn't even have to worry about being guilty because no one has called him.
Well, because that was the thing. After the third guy died, I was like, oh, well, I guess it doesn't matter because she got revenge. And they never talk about this fourth guy. So it's like, why are they still going after it? Like the thing did.
I mean, but I mean, it's still like.
But like,
they don't. Well,
It's
I think,
avenging this murder.
but I think Sam's thing is he says it won't stop killing. Like, isn't that the ghost thing where it's like technically like they have some unfinished business, but like they kind of like get lost in
maybe,
ghosting?
but like most of the time they.
Sam has some line about she won't stop killing, and I don't know that it makes sense or not. But in the episode,
Yeah.
there's some sort of impetus to be like, she's just gonna hop from town to town, killing people, killing practical jokers.
Yeah.
What if she kills the impractical jokers?
Oh my God, that's a really successful show.
Yeah, I love Sal.
But like, yeah, it doesn't.
Murray's my guy.
It doesn't really add up.
Can't believe we just named 2 impractical.
I
jokers.
didn't. I've never seen it, so I can't believe you have.
Oof.
Yeah.
Egg.
Thank you. Sensing how disparate Dean is, Sam points out that they still save lives now and again, and their luck isn't all bad. They stopped Lucifer and Dean got Sam's soul back.
Yeah, Dean's like, you fat load of good, stupid piece of shit. I abandoned my family.
Thanks, says Sam. For what it's worth, I've got your back. And then Dean smiles.
Yeah.
That's the end of the episode.
Well, I guess it's time.
This is your thing.
I suppose it's time for the Fuck You Samuel Campbell Memorial Who Was the Biggest Asshole this episode segment. I can't imagine we have a different one from each other. It's obviously the janitor who has definitely
Killed other
women.
Yes, 1,000%.
Yeah. Listen, I grabbed her. That's involuntary manslaughter.
Trust me.
You think I don't know every intricacy of the law?
Yeah. Don't you know I know every repercussions of touching a woman?
Do I look like the sort of guy that would look this up in advance? It's definitely him.
Yeah.
What a mean-spirited joke.
Yeah.
They're like, what was like, this will be the funnest part, guys. We'll all jump out. We'll make her feel like shit. And she'll be in a strange room with 4 men whose trust has been totally fractured.
One guy's just like, and then what?
Yeah. And he's like, well,
We'll see what happens.
you know, we got to be just real careful because any one thing could set off a legal chain of events. I'm going to need all of you to follow my lead.
Yeah. Whatever I say, no matter what happens.
Let's put it this way. When she tries to get away, I'll just do something easy, like grab her wrist. What's the worst that could happen? It's like, shit, fuck.
Well, actually, 5 to 6 years, and depending on the.
Worth it. Your Honor, that joke was so good. That practical joke we pulled.
Wait, what state are we in?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely the janitor.
Totally. So, what is your review of this episode?
This episode's pretty clunky
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. It's not to say I don't enjoy bits of it.
Yeah.
I like the mannequin horror
It's
stuff.
fun.
I think that's fun. I think the effects are pretty good, if not a little baffling.
Yeah.
Like, why does the mannequin now move like a person?
Yes.
But like, very well executed, well done little horror bits when they happen. I think it's a good like Sam episode.
Totally.
I think he's quite good in it, and I like that we're like, I can't believe I missed Sam.
I know. It's crazy.
But you know, like I think he's very good. I think this episode falls apart in 2 places.
Mm-hmm.
One, there's not a good reason for Lisa and Ben to be there.
No.
At all. And because of that, there's not a great motivation for Dean or Lisa in a scene where they force them to get like Dean should be like, we got parent trapped, I'm really sorry, and just leave.
Yeah.
But she goes, do you want to come in?
Yeah.
And then he comes in and he goes, so, who's that guy? And she's like, don't be like this. And he's like, well, I don't fucking know. And she's like, this is hard on everybody. He's like, you invited me in. You know, like, there's nowhere for them to go.
Yeah.
It's a good moment with Dean and Ben, but Ben's not like a super strong actor.
No.
But it's a good moment.
Yeah.
But there's no reason for it to happen. And then to then also pad it out with the over and over again. It's all in my head. He's just driving,
Yes.
crying.
It's so funny.
You know, like it's so obvious that they're like, fuck, we need a B plot.
Yeah.
And then so that's part number 1 structurally. That whole thing is kind of a mess. And then the other part is like lore-wise, we've forgotten everything about ghosts.
Yeah.
You know, I know we're trying to explore something new with a ghost possessing inanimate objects. That's fun. But we're also exploring that the ghost is migratory.
Yes.
And then we're also exploring but then we forget how it works.
Yeah.
And the ghost burns when the thing is stabbed.
Yeah.
And to your point, if let's imagine that fourth guy wasn't there because he essentially isn't. There's no reason for him to be in that shot.
No.
He's essentially not there. Shouldn't that ghost's mission be done?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
If we imagine that they did it right and that other guy wasn't even there, shouldn't the ghost's mission be done? Why are they it's just clunky all around. It's clunky on lore, it's clunky on structure, it's clunky on execution.
Yeah.
Even just how Isabel dies, the car crashes and glass flies directly into her kidney. She's like, shit.
Insane.
And she also just dies right away. This is the other thing. The night watchman gets stabbed with a very thin pole in the stomach.
Yeah.
And
Could've
dies
survived.
instantly.
Yeah.
He doesn't get stabbed in the heart, doesn't get stabbed in the head or the neck, gets stabbed in the gut. And the pole stays in.
Yeah. He could survive.
He should at very least it was like and he's dead.
Yeah.
He should be like, oh, even if he's dead by the time people get there. Or,
Sure.
you know, this episode just has no it's never asking but doesn't that mean,
which is the whole thing with the show. So
it's just kind of a mess.
Yeah.
So for me, I think the highest I can give this one is I'll give it 3 really funny jokes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think that it's you're right on all of those things. It's super clunky. You don't even get components of the overarching storyline that's going on. I think that Jared does a good job in this episode. Jensen does a great job as usual. Ben does a terrible job. Lisa looks incredible.
Lisa, my God.
She's the only reason why they keep going back to her.
I don't blame them. I would keep going back too, but I wouldn't fuck it up like Dean does.
It's true. This episode's...
I would immediately abandon my hunting brother. Are you fucking kidding me? Be like, do you want to come be miserable and hunt ghosts? I'd be like, no. Of course I don't. As far as I'm concerned, we're not related.
Yeah. The only time of hunting I want to do. Anyways, you say the funny thing you're thinking because
I used to drive my wood into old gods.
Yeah, worth it. I'm glad you said that.
Now I get to.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sam, you should leave.
This is actually a beautifully shot episode. Really great lighting. It's a really well shot episode.
I'd say so. Especially weirdly, the sequence where Johnny goes home.
Yeah.
Is shot really nicely.
Yeah. Though I don't know what fucking apartment he lives in where it's basically just cement walls that look like they've been smoked. People have been smoking in them for 50 years.
Yeah, I mean it's over McOwen's. You know what happes there.
I mean, sure.
In a factory town.
So I am going to give this 2.5 lucky nights for Dr. Matt out of 5.
Wow. Dr. Matt, of course, being the date that Lisa was waiting for.
There's also a scene in this where I forgot we even mentioned this, when he's talking to Ben and he goes look, you got to just let your mom do whatever you want, whatever she wants. She's allowed to have a nice night. And Ben goes, it's the third date. I know. I watch TV.
I know what that means. And Dean goes, fair.
Yeah. Mom's getting pounded.
Dean, you don't understand. The enemy's at the gates.
I'm trying to block the dick, but
this siege won't hold out.
He's a doctor. It's the third date. I know what happened.
He's sapping the walls.
Yeah.
Let's just say I've heard he has a giant battering ram. Grand.
All right. That's our reviews for this episode. But before we leave, we've got a note from a fellow hunter.
Very nice. I hope it's about how fun and innocent practical jokes are.
No.
Okay.
The
That'd be
title
weird to
for
have it
this,
early.
the subject of this note is episode suggestion.
Oh.
Hi, Ghost Facers.
Just for the record, before you read this,
Uh-huh.
I don't take notes.
Oh, we've been taking a lot of notes.
No, but I mean, like, I don't take suggestions.
Oh, okay.
We're doing fine.
Oh,
Go on.
okay. This is.
I just want you to know I won't be listening.
Oh, okay. I was like, is this how you have your marriage? I won't be taking notes. I don't take
In
suggestions.
counseling,
We're doing fine.
I don't take notes.
Yeah, we're doing fine.
You get one take.
Yeah. Hi, Ghost Facers. I am a super fan of your podcast. No one analyzes Supernatural like you two, and you both just bounce off each other like clockwork, extremely charismatic and enjoyable to listen to along to. Just wanted to thank you for all the entertainment you've brought me. I am unsure if I have missed it, but I don't think you two have an episode discussing the Ghost Facers web series. If I am correct and you haven't, I heavily recommend doing so. Beside the fact that they share your name, the web series is loads of fun and comes with a cameo from Misha himself. Thanks for reading, and I look forward to anything more you keep putting out. From George Nanos.
You know what? You won me back by saying that the web series shares our name. It's a good note.
Hell yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
good
Yeah,
note.
it's a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Stroked my ego enough.
Yeah, there might be a place someday in the future where we we address that series. It's definitely not like out of the realm of possibilities.
Yeah,
for
totally.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, God, what are we gonna do after 2027?
Well, I guess if we're planning to do something else, I won't do the other thing I was planning.
Oh. Yeah, can you at least stay around so we can do the Ghost Facers web series?
Sure. Worth it.
All right, that is it for this week. If you want to continue the discussion about Supernatural online, you could do so through our Discord.
Patreon.com/ghostfacers. It's only $1 a month. Gives you access to Angel Radio, our awesome community Discord server. People are so lovely in there, and it helps to support us.
That's right. Also, if you have a note about a future episode, or you wanted to give some recommendations, or just say hello.
I mean, let's not push it on the recommendations.
yeah. If you have some ways that segments can be improved,
no. I mean, first of all, what you don't like the fucking.
Nope, we're not doing that. Ghostfacerspodcast@gmail.com, or reach out to us through our various social media platforms.
Or at GhostfacersPod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Also, if you want to subscribe to the show, you can do so through all of the different platforms that you get podcasts on. And while you're on one of those, why don't you give us a 5-star review? If it's not on Apple Podcast or Facebook, why don't you just take a screenshot and send us an email? A lot of what people have been doing on Spotify is taking a photo of the 5-star and then giving us an actual review on email.
Love that. I love that. That's great.
Absolutely, we'll take that. But we will read that on a future episode like we did today with the review that we got. Also,
nice.
You have some,
land that plane.
yeah. Also, we've got merch, ghostfacerspodcaststore.com, and we have another podcast.
Yeah, the Dr. DC podcast. Oh yeah, the one
Land the plane.
the one we're about to record.
There's that.
We talk about DC Comics and superheroes. If you like the way that we talk about monsters and lore and that stuff over here, you might like how we talk about how those things work over there.
Yeah, we got lots of tabs open and we talk about those monsters and lore there.
I mean, in that one, I don't need the tabs.
Yeah, it's true.
I am the tabs.
Oh my God, I'm the one who tabs. All right, say goodbye, bitch.
Sure.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.
Coughing. That's unprofessional.